Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, I had a very interesting experience. I was talking to one of you when pizza arrived. I ordered pizza. It took almost 2 hours to get here. Doesn't really matter. Um, it got here and I paid for it and I gave her a tip and I put it down. I answered one of you and I go and I'm putzing around and playing, the Tetris you sometimes have to play to make room in your fridge. Anyhow, I go to open the pizza and I'm staring at it. It makes sense now why it was more expensive. There's mushrooms on my pizza. I'm like, wow, I would have never ordered these. These are kind of posh. And there was a sermon I've been listening to from the UU church about mushrooms of all things. And I thought, well, I put my food together, we settled down, and I went to listen to it. And I thought I'll listen to it with an open heart and open mind. And it was just like the dog talking to me. And the exact thing I tuned in on it was stop. Just stop and look around you and find joy in what you're in. Stop. No more forward motion. And one of you had been saying, that King Payman was saying that to them. And I thought, well, this is lovely. And I'm going through all these emotions and everything as the sermon goes on. And I'm like, saying about I would like to open my heart and everything to all the gods and finally knock down any of these barriers I have, because it's always been odd. I have a stumbling block with the Celtic pantheon. I said I don't know how, and I go back to the main go back to the main page of YouTube, and there's a video for a horse with no name, and Douglas related to horses, and I'm like, oh, it could just be a thing, right? I go to play it, and I almost fell out of my damn chair because everything was like you could relate it to King Payman or like other deities. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is definitely not for me, because part of the sermon was passing along the joy that you're finding in your surroundings. Yes, even in a time of hardship. This is Pastor really sad, as I call him. He's never very uplifting, and yet it was very, very beautiful and very uplifting. So I am going to give you a link to that sermon and to that music video, because it was like, you got an upgrade on your pizza, which you probably got charged for, but you're being given this to pass along, sweetheart. You got an answer and you got work to do. So chop chop, get to work. So yeah. So and the gods are just amused. And Asmodeus is really happy and he's wagging his tail and everything else. He was a bit put out that I had sided with the Norse gods. But he said, in all honesty, he says, we've all been testing you. And I said, that's not fair. And he says, it's 2020. It's a good year to do this kind of thing. I said, I would have never chose the right answer. He goes, yeah, I know. And, I did the right and honorable thing to honor the Norse finally, because I thought of it from their end of how much they must love me. But then, all the gods love us like that. It's just a matter of who we end up with, how many we feel comfortable with. For whatever reason, this is Grand Central Station. All the deities from all times in existence feel free to pop in, help themselves, and pop back out. Kind of give you a dirty look if they think you were, offering it to them and help themselves. But, they love us. All the gods love us. All the gods are open to everyone. I've always believed that, and this was just reinforcing it of they're all open to everyone. You don't need to be a scholar. You don't need to speak the native language. You don't need to have a lot of money to throw at them. You don't need anything except for an open heart and open mind. So I'm going to give you those links below. The first one's going to be the sermon. You can skip that. You skip the music video too. But it felt like pass this on, pass this on. It's making sense to you, and it's great to you, great, but you got to pass this on. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye.